Not surprising. I mean, I guess surprising is not the word. Maybe, yeah, they're athletic, they're big, they're strong, and they went after the balls. And we had some stops too. Those were almost stops, and we just didn't finish it. So you got to play at a high level every night to win games in this league. It's just, I knew how good these guys were. They got their last game. They'd won the game. They played great, and it's just that they went through a tough thing. But you got to give UNLV a lot of credit. They came in here and played a tough game, and they were tough that first 10 minutes, especially. They came out and really got after us and set a tone, and so give them a ton of credit. And but when all the dust settles, it's like I always say, there's two things that don't last: dogs that chase cars and teams that don't make free throws. You gotta make free throws down the stretch, and we missed two front ends to guys that there's no one I'd rather have at the line. So that's just the game of basketball, and you gotta play great in this league. And then the other thing you got to be able to do is respond from a tough heartache. I got guys that like to win, and it's not like it gets any easier on any night. You're a forward, so they have to respond, and you got another great opportunity Saturday, and another great team coming in Saturday, and so yeah, it's a tough one, and I do know we competed. I know our guys competed, and so did they. There's going to be a lot of that in the Mountain West this year.
Between the 16 second chance points with 15 points off turnovers,
yeah.
And like you said, the missed free throws, just how much of a killer is that combination?
Yeah, that's the formula for winning a game, but we were still right there with the chance. And so, one or two plays, it's always, it's usually going to be that. And, you look at all these games that we just played, and what a gauntlet we're running. And you start at San Jose, and then, Colorado State and Nevada, and now these guys, and then another great one. If you're a competitor, you got to love this. If you're a basketball fan, you got to love this league, and you can't get too high and you can't get too low, because this team that wins this league could have 4 losses, maybe even more. It's a league where everybody can beat somebody on a given night if they play well.
Came in Omar went combined for 9 points. Tyson only hit 5 in the first half. What do UNLV do that give you guys so much problems in the post? They kind of neutralize your
Yeah, they did a good job of doubling, and so there's two things about when you face a double. Number one, you can't just say I'm going to beat it with my ability and go through the double, and you got to beat it with your scheme and your mind, but then you still have to be aggressive. So it's a fine line. You want those guys being aggressive out of it too, and not let the double take you out of what we do. And so, the great thing about like Omar especially is he's a smart player. He's a learner. You've seen his growth so far. Well, he's going to grow in this aspect too. This is going to be no different because he's hungry to do it. He's coachable. We'll help him, and the team will help him, and he'll get better and better at it. And then, then I'll make him pay for double.
You look at UNLV outscored your bench 20-2.
Yeah.
How much do you just kind of need those guys to continue to plug away for you and spell your starters?
Yeah, no doubt. And they got to give us stuff off the bench, no doubt. And that's big. And they got to make it so you don't look and go, well, it's looking different now that those guys are in. It shouldn't. It shouldn't look different. And that first group was competing their tail off, and there was some minutes where maybe it looked different. It can't be like that.
Yeah, the four of your 5 starters all played at least 18 minutes in the second half.
Mm-hmm.
What can those guys do if they're not getting a ton of time on in games at least to show that?
No, they can. You don't need a ton of time. You need if you get 1 second, it's got to be a good second. There's no charity. It's not a video game where I'm taking a powered down guy that's playing his tail off and playing hard and playing for the team than a guy that looks like he's playing about half the speed of the other guys. That won't happen.
scoreless with about 6 minutes to go in the second half. He ends up with 24, and down the stretch, I mean, he was just kind of trying to display that will to win.
Yeah.
What do you see out of Tyson?
And that's Tyson. I mean, we got winners. We got winners. I mean, just because the ball doesn't go in on a few free throws and just a few plays here and there doesn't change the way we all think about them or should think about them. We got winners up and down our roster, and they'll respond. You know, like I said, I'm not being hard on the bench. They'll respond, and if they don't, because I know they will. But if they weren't responding, well, you got to. I mean, it's not gifted to you. You got to go earn it every night. And same with the starters, same with doesn't matter who you are, you got to go fight every night to earn everything you're going to get at this level in college basketball.
When you say something a little different from the bench, what exactly do you mean?
Energy. Got to play really, really hard.
You had two big wins last week, and I know it's going to be up and down in conference play. Just every team's good, but to follow up that with this, with the game Saturday, how do you let this just not, this become one, not become?
It's always about response, whether you win or lose. It's about response, and it's about understanding the level you have to play at. When you're playing good team after good team after good team. And like I said before, that team we played tonight is a lot better than their record. You saw that. I mean, one of their best players has only played 8 games, now 9. They got him eligible, and so that they're starting to click, and that we knew that there was no underestimating them. There was none of that. Maybe the fans or maybe other people were talking about something down the road, but we weren't. They just came in and played a tough game, and we knew it would be that, and we had our chances on certain things here and there, and we didn't get done.
Tyson's first point came a minute 13 left in the first half, when he finished with 24. What can you say about what his effort there in the second half?
Yeah, and that's Tyson. He doesn't, there's no, that guy's a great competitor, and, that doesn't surprise me, something like that. He had to get 24 in the last, 21 minutes. That's pretty impressive.
I was kind of talking about today. You guys haven't had, a lot of slow starts, and even if it was a little slow on offense, your defense carried you, and last slow start, I think I have to go back to North Texas, which seems like forever ago. What did you want to see out of your team that first 10 minutes that UNLV was able to bring, and it was a little tough to match early on?
Well, you can't, I always tell our guys, you can't tiptoe into a street fight. And that started out as a street fight, and we were tiptoeing.
Anything else?
Thanks, Leo.
That's a bummer. It's my mom's 100th birthday.
Oh, wow.
So,
Your mother?
Yep.
Is 100 today?
Well, she's been dead for 20 years, but yeah, it's her birthday. We like to win on her birthday. Yeah. So, it's a bummer. Sorry, Mom. Rats.